Hi guys, Karen here. Welcome to part 3 of Project I Am. And here you'll see I'm just now putting my photographs in all the pocket pages. It's not the most exciting thing to watch in the world, so I've speeded it up quite a lot. And so there'll be a bit of journaling here and there. I'm just trying to find a journaling card for this page. And the one I've chosen says our story starts here at the top, and also there's somewhere for the date. So I've popped the date in at the bottom, and now I'm doing a little bit of journaling and saying basically the first thing we did when we arrived was to go in search of coffee and cake, as you do when you get to Paris. And we're eating tarte tatin, which was really delicious, and so I've recorded that. And now I'm just sort of doing a little bit of decoration on the card to make it look a bit less boring, not just writing. Couple of little hearts, and I found a little wood veneer in the shape of a pretzel, and I thought, well, where else am I going to use a pretzel? So I've popped that down on there as well. I've had that pretzel for ages and ages, and I've never found anywhere to use it, so I thought I'd pop it on this little card because we are eating, although we're not eating pretzels, but I just thought it was a nice little decorative element, so I've popped that on there. And I'm just finishing off with a couple of enamel dots. I don't do a huge amount of embellishment in this part. It's mainly about getting the photographs into the pocket pages and doing just a little bit of journaling here and there. But to be honest, bare minimum on the journaling front in this section. It is really just about getting all my photos. I did have quite a lot of photographs, as you can imagine, from our couple of days in Paris. So the whole point of this section is really to get those photographs in. And on this page, I'm using mainly cut-aparts from the collection here, and that just says I'm relaxing in the sunshine and exploring a Paris department store, which is one of the photographs, and enjoying a drink. So just explaining what's in the photos. And now I'm I'm searching for the photographs. I'm trying to do it more or less chronologically, but not really adhering to that religiously, because it's a case of what photographs fit where. And we were just generally wandering around this day we spent, and we visited many of the highlights. So we went and had a look at the Eiffel Tower. We didn't go up it, we had a look at it. So there was a couple of views of the Eiffel Tower there. And we had spent quite a lot of time around Notre Dame and sitting in the garden, and I think we had our lunch quite nearby as well. So this is another cut apart in the form of a postcard, just saying we're at Notre Dame. It has a beautiful garden, and we spent a fair bit of time sitting in that garden. It was quite a hot day. So these photographs of us at Notre Dame, and there were some there which went by at the speed of light. I will actually show these pages much more sedately at the end of this video. So I'll just do a flip through so you can see the pages in a bit more detail. This is a page I'm doing when we did go on a boat trip, but the photos didn't come out very well. So I've got a picture of the river from the side, and then I think it's a ticket about the sightseeing cruise, and I've just written on there a beautiful view of the River Seine, and here we started our cruise. It's somewhere along there. There was the place where we picked up the cruise and just went along, but because it was such a crowded boat, it was really difficult to get any decent photographs. So I've recorded the event without actually having any photographs to go with it. And I put on a couple of little word phrases. I am right here, right now, which is pretty much covers it really. This is a page where it's 2 4x4s and then an 8x2 strip along the side to make up the width, and those 8x2 strips can be quite tricky. So I did cut some strips of the pattern paper, and you can see here I'm just cutting that to size. Quite tricky to get them perfectly sized, because if you make it too big, it didn't quite. I had to trim it down to get it to fit perfectly. And then I just got some little cut aparts from the sheet and some stickers, and I just created some little 2x2 embellishments really. And here I've got a sticker from the Paris sticker sheet, which has got some loaves of bread. And as the photographs are of us eating our lunch, those loaves of bread, I stuck it onto some card because they're clear stickers so that it would show up, and popped it onto a heart shape. And you see I've got the 3 little 2x2 embellishments and I am at the top, because everything's about I am. So I am loving this, I am happy. And then it says the little stickers at the bottom say surrounded by good things. And then I've turned it over, realised I'd done the backing paper was on the wrong way up, so I've had to cut a new one, because I would have just used the back of that same piece of paper, but when I turned it over the hearts were upside down, so that was a bit annoying, because I'd originally tried quite hard to get it the right way up, and then because I kept messing about with it so much, it ended up the wrong way up. So I chose this piece to go on the other side, and again picking out some stickers, creating some little 2x2 embellishments, one of which actually was a photograph that I managed to size down of the front of Notre Dame there. And at the top it says, "We are enjoying the little things." And the bottom one just says, "I am enjoying the ride, being me." And it's a little floral cut apart. It's really pretty. So there we are. That's the 2x8 strip, which has now been completed and moved on very, very quickly. Sorry about that. And now I'm going to do a full 6x8 page with these 2 photographs of myself and my husband having a meal on our last night. So I've picked out a backing sheet. It's really pretty floral, and then I'm going to back the photograph so that it doesn't look too dark, because they're quite dark photographs. So I needed something a bit lighter behind the pictures, so that they would stand out a little bit against the floral background. There we are, I've cut those down. And that piece I cut off, I thought I'd use that little piece because it's got those 2 almost like mock sequins on, and I just wanted to use those. So I cut it into a little banner shape and tuck it in there. And then I've got some of the stickers from the Alpha sticker sheet, and I'm making the phrase or the words "meal on last night." Really, really stunning title there. Meal on last night. That's what I've called it, and that's basically what it was. And then I thought, well, I just need to do a little bit more decoration on there, make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm looking at the chipboard pieces. I've picked out that's a little clip with a rose on it, which very similar colours to the roses on my dress. So I thought that was perfect there because it matches beautifully with my dress. And it was just one of those decorative clips, and they're sort of made out of a plastic, quite a thin plastic. And I've stuck on a chipboard arrow. And then the little bird didn't make it on the earlier page, but he's made it onto this one. I'm not quite sure why really. I just liked him, and I thought he was sitting there looking at my husband, and I thought, well, I quite like him there, so that's where he's going to stay. And then I've just got a bubble there, a speech bubble, and I picked out their little Ellis Studio Let's Eat as a pack of 3 stamps, and I've got various eating phrases on them. And the one I've chosen is Let's Eat with a fork underneath, and then from another one it says Nom Nom Nom, because the food was really good, as you can imagine. Steak and frites, can't go wrong with steak and frites in Paris. And then on the other side, I've picked out one of these postcards. I had a few postcards, and this is another one of the Notre Dame. I only use postcards of places that we actually saw, and we didn't actually see everything that I'd bought postcards for, so I didn't use them. So this is quite a nice one of Notre Dame, and just adding a few decorative elements from the sticker sheets. And so I'm just cutting it to size, make sure it matches up perfectly with the one on the other side. And I'm just sticking that on in the middle there. I'm just going to add a few little touches. I've picked out bicycle because the colour worked really well with the background, and bicycles in Paris, they go together quite well anyway. And then there's a piece of one of the border strips, and it's got a map design on it, so I thought that would be quite nice, and it's got that scallopy edge, so I've just tucked that in at the side there. And then I'm going to pick out 1 or 2 more stickers. I'll put on a little butterfly in the corner there. Trying out a few other bits. There's another border I was trying out, see if it worked, but it didn't really fit there. It's too wide. So then I found another arrow. You can't really see it, sorry about that. I hadn't got my camera aligned very well over my workspace, so you can't see the bottom of the page there, but I've put on an arrow and another sticker that says right where I want to be. And then I've used another one of those decorative clips at the top, just with the butterfly on it. And it's and the 2 stickers, the phrases I've stuck on there is I am here, and underneath that, enjoying life. So there were some lovely phrases. They all really worked well with what I was trying to say, even though the I Am collection wasn't necessarily a travel collection. A lot of the phrases worked well for the trip that I was doing. I managed to stick something to that photograph and pull a bit of the photo off. So I've popped a little tiny sticker, which is a sort of looks like a little postage stamp, and it says I am here. So I thought, well, that works quite well. So that's a photograph of the Arc de Triomphe. So I'm finding a little journaling piece just to record that, because there's an Arc de Triomphe sticker on the Paris sticker sheet. So I'm just sticking it on that one there. And there's actually a little, out of the top of the D is a little French flag. I don't know if you can see it there. So I thought it was quite sweet. And I have a little sticker with the Arc de Triomphe went on there as well. So I thought that all worked quite well together. I've just chosen that 3x4 card with the Dreamcatcher on because I liked it and I didn't have anything else to go in there, so that worked. And now we're at the Louvre. This is the last page, and we had a few pictures. We didn't go in the Louvre because it was closed, so we took a few pictures outside it. So my final journaling card says, I am lucky, happy, thankful, I am living in the moment, I am loved. And that was my final card on this for this section. So there will be a few, I'll do a bit of a flip through to follow. So thank you for sticking with me, and I hope you'll join me for part 4, which will be coming in the not too distant future. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.